And we're back.
To Neurospicy Babes. I love how you were enjoying the music, Tyler.
Too much.
And I'm Rita.
Yeah. And we're so happy you're here.
We love you.
Trigger warnings.
This whole episode is going to be about anxiety. So if you are not in a spot to listen to that, I encourage you to skip this episode and listen to past ones or wait for next week. We will talk a little bit about depression at the beginning here. So if you just want to skip through the first little bit and just get to the anxiety stuff, go ahead and do that. Be well.
I don't remember how we start.
Oh. I don't either now. I think we just start talking.
Okay.
Well, first we have to start off with some
highs
and lows.
It's always weird because I start, don't I?
Yeah.
But I don't really want to start.
Oh, do we want to switch it up?
Yeah, let's switch it up today.
Okay, that's fun.
Okay.
So my low, I had a really good week. So this is a medium low again.
It was her birthday week, if you didn't know.
Yes. So I've had a really good week. But my low kind of happened this morning when I was leaving to come here. I was just having troubles getting out of the house. Things just kept happening. And then I was finally ready to go. And I just bumped the wall a little bit. And my picture I have from Granada that my host mom made me fell off the wall, and the picture frame just shattered.
Ugh.
It's the picture frame is not what's special. The picture is what's special. So it's okay, but it was still just meh. And I need to get a new picture frame, and that picture just brings me a lot of joy. I literally look at it, stop and look at it every morning and just take a deep breath and soak it in. So that was kind of a bummer, but it was all good. It was all good. So that was my low. But then my high is just all the birthday love. It's just holidays and birthdays and stuff. That reminder from everyone in your life how much they love you is always just incredible. It was really fun. And I love celebrating me too. I love celebrating another year, having a new year to look forward to. So that's good.
Amazing.
So what are your highs and lows?
So my low is the past weekend, or the week. I don't even know the days anymore, but I still was just hitting the deep lows, and I was very suicidal again, and it was very scary.
Yes.
And again, just being conscious of it and aware of it, for me, it felt even scarier.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I had so much power in controlling what happened, which was a good thing. But it just made it a whole lot scarier. Yeah. And just having those thoughts, obviously, are scary. So.
And what is kind of your thoughts? Do you think it was all the medication, or what are you kind of thinking?
I don't really know. It's hard to say. It really is.
Okay.
For how fast of a turnaround it was, it makes me feel like it could have been the medication that I was on. It also, there was a lot of triggers that were involved. So I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard for me to say.
Yeah. Does that make you nervous that you can't pinpoint it? For me, caring about you, I feel I just want to know what it was and
I talked to my other friend, and she said when you can't pinpoint it and you don't know if there's a trigger, you just feel sad or you just feel depressed for kind of no reason in that sense, that's when you kind of know there's a chemical imbalance.
Well, I suppose that's true.
So that's where I was kind of at that point. It had lasted so long where I was I can't pinpoint anything. I just don't want to be here. And that's where I was this is more than what I can handle. And that's where I felt I knew it was a chemical imbalance.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm bringing it down to.
That makes a lot of sense to me. I think sometimes we just want to be a problem solver.
Yeah. And how can we fix it? And that's where I told you in the beginning, I felt very nervous because I want the medication to work, but and I didn't know if it was me reading too much into it or if it was the triggers or if it was the medication. That's what's really hard. But
yeah.
So
we're glad you're out of it.
Yes, I'm so happy.
We love it. We're all very happy you're here.
Thank you.
All in all, so
it's crazy. And then thinking back to obviously it's really only been a week since I felt that way, and it was awful. And I'm
Yeah.
just so happy that I'm back.
Yeah.
Because I hate feeling that way. So it kind of goes into my high. Like, I'm just happy to be back in my groove and like doing things I love and being with my people, and just thankful for my friends and family who kind of like helped me through it and pushed me out of it in a sense and helped me get through, and were there and encouraging me to put a smile on my face or different things like that. So
what were some of the things that were like the most helpful for you, like the things that you most appreciated? Like, what can you take from that?
I would say talking to the people I love daily.
Okay.
And kind of just checking in. Like, my one friend was like, let's check in, and she asked me a bunch of questions, and we were able to like connect that way, or just like even like the I love yous, or like I want you here, from my dad and from you and from others. Like that just, it just like revalidates what you need at that time in your life. So
okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So do you want to spill some tea?
Let's spill some tea. We actually have tea.
We do have tea. So I am so frustrated by people's like perceptions and assumptions about things, because we handle that so differently. Like, we always talk about how we approach things with curiosity instead of like hearing something and just like believing it and taking it at face value. We like use critical thinking,
which isn't
always the norm. Yeah. So I don't know. I just think that's frustrating. Like, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. Like, I just want people to approach things with curiosity. Like, if you hear something about someone, or like you are told something, whatever it is, just approach it with curiosity. Like, oh, why do you think that? Or where did you hear that from? And then take what they say all with a grain of salt, and step back and make your own opinions based on facts. Like, if someone's saying like, oh, someone's posting is so cringy, like, why do you think it's cringy? And then look at it and like make your own decision. Like, am I going to be someone who hates on someone for enjoying themselves, or am I going to be someone who is like supportive of people and like want the best for them?
I think that's the perfect way of putting it. Like, are you being a supportive person, or are you just being judgmental? Like, that's kind of what it comes down to.
Yeah, or vindictive even sometimes. Yeah. So just approach life with curiosity is my big takeaway.
Especially like when it's about other people. Like, if they're living their best life and why would you?
Yeah. Or even if someone like does something to you personally and you don't like it, don't go on the attack right away.
It should be still approached with curiosity.
Yeah, like,
for you to make your own.
You said this and it did kind of hurt my feelings. Like, why did you say that? Like, what was your intention? What was your meaning? Like, you don't get to just assume things. So, yeah.
I agree. Let me have some other tea. It's kind of like
American problems.
So I don't even know if this is tea. This is just real life. Medical insurance sucks in America.
Wait.
Yes.
It is tea though, because this all started with the Boston Tea Party.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is insane. This is real tea. Holy shit. Okay, so I obviously have been in the depresso espresso phase and have needed lots of psychiatry appointments and therapy appointments. And without insurance, it costs $400 to see my psychiatrist. With insurance, it's about half that, which is still quite a bit.
Especially like with how much you've needed it recently, and like as we've talked about before, our career.
Yep. So like in the past month, like going 3 times, that's insane. But I have to do it to get the meds, and I have to do it to stay alive at this point. And with therapy as well, like I want to be going to therapy weekly because it's so important to me and my mental health. But like I had to ask like my financial guy, is it okay if I go to therapy every week right now because can I afford it?
Yeah.
And insurance, like $100 for therapy is a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just sucks that for these things that are a necessity for my life to survive right now.
And for so many people.
Many people. And I'm lucky enough to be able to have these things in place where I am able to do it, and I have pretty great insurance too.
Yeah,
and
that is a perk of our job. Is our insurance is really good.
But I empathize towards the people who aren't able to experience this, and it just hurts that like this is what our world lives in.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and we talk more about like therapy and access to it in our treat yourself episode too. If you want to hear more about that, and
like why
rage at the system with us,
literally. But you kind of have some medical insurance frustrations too.
Yeah, so I'm just fighting a claim that was denied, and then I just got a new bill on like last Thursday or something for my ENT appointment, and I'm scared. I don't like they didn't cover very much, and I don't know if it's a mistake or not. I don't know, but so that sucks a lot, and like I needed it. I needed it.
Like you want to keep talking the rest of your life.
Yeah, and nobody, unless like you have, what is that one thing where you like pretend to be sick all the time?
Hypochondriac.
No, because you actually think you are, but there's people who like do it to get attention. You know, like that one lady just got out of jail.
Yeah. Okay, that.
Okay, whatever. That thing. If unless you have that, which is not very common, people are not going to the doctor for fun. Like I'm not like, ooh, insurance, like I want you to pay for this because I just want to go. Like we have to go.
And like so I went to the doctor when I had bronchitis. And I didn't get antibiotics for it because whatever, they didn't give me antibiotics, but I still had to pay for their appointment.
Yeah.
Which also drives me nuts because I'm like, I wouldn't be going to the doctor unless I need it. But yet you tell me I have bronchitis, but you can't give me anything for it.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's pointless then. And then why are we having to pay? It's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah. And then we also have a friend. You want to talk about?
Sure. I know some people in my life who have like autoimmune diseases. And if you don't know what those are, there's a lot of different ones like lupus, MS, like different things like that. And you'll hear like a lot of celebrities who like have kind of these things.
Yeah.
And they are lifelong illnesses that you deal with on a daily basis. And they are incredibly expensive. Like the bills these people get would blow your mind.
Yeah, blows my mind.
And it's just a really big bummer. Like they didn't choose to have this. They didn't get this disease because of anything that they did, even. Not to say like if you smoke and get lung cancer, like you shouldn't be treated. But like in this case, it's just something they have.
And the price is just insane.
Yeah.
So and it's putting people in a disadvantage and a bad spot financially, and it just sucks to see that.
Yeah.
Like obviously they didn't choose that.
Yeah.
They're still having to have the repercussions of everything.
Yeah. And we're kind of just venting right now, but if you want to learn a lot about the insurance system in America, I highly suggest you listen to the first season of America Dissected by Abdul, I can't remember his last name. But it's a Crooked Media podcast, and the first season is all about healthcare, and he's a really big advocate for Medicare for all. And you just learn about a lot about insurance and the medical system in general, and like you learn why things are the way they are and the ways that we could go about fixing them. And it's really interesting, and he is a very, very smart guy. So listen to the first season of that if you want to learn more.
Yeah, we can put that in the show notes.
Yeah.
That'd be a good idea. I should listen to it.
Yeah.
One other thing, like going off of that, is for our team bonding for volleyball, we did this period packing kits.
Yeah.
Period kit packing. And so it was just super cool to hear like the why behind it and how people are having to choose between period tampons or food, and how no one ever should have to have those two things.
It makes me think of like I see high school teachers and middle school teachers like buying products for their students. I know someone who works at a church who they buy a lot of products for people, and someone who has grown up really privileged and has never had to worry about having access to the products that not only I need but I want, because there are some that are more comfortable for me, and like da 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 da. I say that a lot. Da 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 da. But like having that privilege, thinking about not having it and how that would affect my life. Like, how do you just go about your life not having products?
And like in reality, like we were putting 10 tampons in a bag and like pads and wipes and everything, but I'm like, that might not even be enough for some people.
Yeah.
Like I think about 10 tampons with a normal flow, like that's not enough for one period. And can you imagine like how much money? Oh, it's just awful. So it's just like a whole different perspective, and thinking about like obviously we were privileged enough, and like taking yourself out of that. And we were talking about there, I'm like, oh, it'd be cool if we could get them like menstrual cups, but like in reality, do the people who are needing these, do they have the sanitary needs to even
make sure to take care of it?
And then otherwise are they getting infections or different things like that, which is, it's all just a whole
all kind of spirals. It's crazy. There's so many things in the world I want to fix.
I know. I wish I could just wave my magic wand.
So did you want ketchup or mustard?
Anything, because this juice box sucks.
It's not that good. But also for a friend, you're supposed to pick mustard.
Mustard.
So we must tell you
some things that
we want to catch up on. Sorry, friend.
We tried. So, catching up. I am back in my groove and I'm ready to go. And it's just an amazing feeling.
Whoop, whoop.
I have energy. I have spark and spunk.
You do have spunk. Heck yeah.
Like even just like my phone conversations with people, I'm like, yeah, I'm back. Like before it was like nah. And I'm like, no. Like Tyler is back in action.
I love that for you. That makes me so happy.
I just love it. I love being here. I love life. Life is hard, but I love it. And I'm just happy I'm here. And I'm happy that the depression didn't go far as it could have. So, and my parents are in Florida. And I'm really, really jealous. Like, so jealous. Like, it's for a business trip. Business trip is what I've been told. And I am the social media manager.
And she freaking kills it on social media.
And I am doing this for minimal pay.
Yeah.
And I think the pay should have been the trip to Florida.
Yeah.
And I said, you don't have to buy me anything else. Just drop me off at the beach when you go do your business stuff.
Yeah.
I will be there all day soaking in the vitamin D.
Yeah. And she would even probably do social media stuff on the beach.
Yeah. I'm like, wow. I see where the social media manager lies. But anyway, so they're on their way there, and I'm very jealous. I told them to send me pictures of the sun, so that's fun. But on the positive side, I am a travel agent, if you didn't know. Remember, toes everywhere.
We told them about your travel agent stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of like things are going up and running. Apparently, social media should be out this week, so that's fun. But I could go
We'll share it on the page.
Yeah. Like and follow, subscribe.
Subscribe.
I could go to Tulum, and that's in Mexico. I didn't know that, but anywhere with blue water and sunshine, like, you have my heart. So
yeah,
I'm hoping Tyler can go.
Talking to your financial guy about it?
Oh, yeah. Do you know who my financial guy is? Because I like calling him a financial guy.
It's your dad.
Shh. Don't break my secret.
I just...
Okay, fine. He's my financial guy. We'll see how it goes. Who knows?
That's scary.
But either way, if I go to Tulum or not, I will be going to Texas this April. So that's exciting.
Why are you going to Texas?
It's my cousin's wedding.
Whoa, I didn't know this.
Yes, we just got like the official invite. But
nice.
I love weddings.
Yeah.
Last year we went to my cousin's wedding in Tennessee, and now we get to go to Texas, and it's just like I love weddings. So
me too.
And it will be hot. Thank the Lord. Unless they have some like polar vortex, but
why would you put that into the universe?
Well, my dad told me that he's like
your financial guy.
Yeah, my financial guy. He told me. Did you know he talked to me at night too?
Who does?
My financial guy. Oh gosh, that's awful. Anyway.
Okay, don't ever get the watermelon Capri Sun.
No, it's awful.
You just took a drink and I was like, oh, I want. No, I don't. I don't want one.
It's awful. It's really bad. Anywho, financial guy said that after this week, it's like a heat wave, right now. The polar vortex is coming.
Damn.
So, whatever.
Okay.
What about you?
I had my first voice therapy session since I learned the straw move. So now, as well as doing my straw, I also have to do some words. So I'm working on not pushing at the end of sentences is usually when I lose a word and then I get really tight. So I'm working on smoothing that out. So we're working on M words. Excuse me. To start with. So it was funny though because we would do one syllable and I got 100% on all of those and I was like, yeah, star student.
Graded?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I love her. I kind of felt like a child though, but that's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah. It's probably exactly what I needed because also when she gave me praise, I was like, oh. And so we started off with one syllable words and I got 100%. I was like, yes, I always do well in tests. Here we go. And then we did 2 syllable words and I got 80%. And I was like, not my best work, but we can deal with it. And then we went to 3 syllable stuff and it kept dropping. I got 60. And then we went to 4 syllables and it was 40%. And I was like, oh. And she's like, you're doing great. This is great. We know, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay.
Whatever you say.
But yeah, I'll do an example for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Man met Milky Man. I couldn't think of a real phrase, so that was just off the top of my head. But I have to make it smooth like that and use only one breath.
Man, Milky Way.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
You're that was the most boring interlude of our lives. Anyway, I also got my hair did, and I keep saying it's curly, but I should stop saying that. It's wavy. I've got wavy hair, but I'm gonna start waving it. I'm gonna start wearing it natural, and I got a bunch of stuff to take care of it, and I'm excited. And I really like it. I really like it.
Your hair looked really good yesterday.
Thank you.
The day before. Probably yesterday too. But.
Yeah. Hello. Someone's texting me. And then birthday updates. So can we tell them about my birthday?
Of course.
Okay.
I'm chilling out though, so the door has to be closed.
The window?
Yep.
Okay. So it started off, I woke up in the morning and I slept in a little bit.
Because you took the day off?
I took the day off. And then I just I turned on some music and I
gotta tell you something though.
Oh yeah.
My coworker, one of her boyfriend or something, they get the day off on their birthday. That's built into their contract or whatever.
Whoa.
I was like, that is so fun.
I love that. Yeah, so I got up and I was just I had a lot of stuff that I wanted to do, I was doing birthday freebies, but it was also I'm not gonna let it stress me out. I'm just gonna have my best day, whatever that ends up looking like. If I never would have left the house and I was just doing stuff I was happy with, I would have been totally fine. But I didn't. I got up, I was jamming to Taylor Swift, top volume, top volume.
Love it.
And then I was just like feeling myself. So I did a little photo shoot.
Love it.
By myself. And then I finally got out the door and I went and started getting my freebies. I got lots of free drinks, lots of free desserts. And I also did like some shopping. But my like absolute favorite part of the day was Barnes and Noble. It is my happy place. Like literally when I've been like sad or depressed, like I've just gone and walked around Barnes and Noble. It makes me so happy inside. And I was there for like 2 hours.
I love that.
And I got so much. But if you really want to see the birthday freebies and stuff, I will eventually post a TikTok on it, but it's a lot of editing, so be patient with me. But then I got home and I like got all my stuff put away, and then my boyfriend came home and he gave me his gift, which is this Marc Jacobs Daisy perfume that I've wanted. And
it's the one she has a little tester for.
Yeah. So I got a real one now, and it smells so good, and it's so cute, and it was just a very nice gift, and he had a very nice card too. And then all the girls came, and we had just like the best time getting ready.
Yeah.
My boyfriend just like hid in the basement, and then he was hiding in the kitchen, and he didn't want to accidentally see anyone naked, because apparently that's a fear of his.
Like getting ready with girls to me is like the best part of going out.
Oh my gosh, 100%. Like everything was everywhere.
Yeah,
and we're all just sharing like, stuff.
You're like, oh, is this look good? Oh, strip it down, pass it on. Like,
yeah.
Oh, do the earrings. Like it was just
like rotating. I was wearing a friend's shirt. The friend that was wearing my shirt. You had like my earrings and necklace on. Someone else had my earrings. You had my boots. Like so much. Oh, we were sharing makeup. Like I used someone else's mascara. I used someone else's eyebrow thing. Like someone was doing your hair in the bathroom.
Like it's just the best girl time, and I feel bad for the guys that they don't get that. Like
yeah. And we're just like pumping each other up. We're like, oh my god, you look so hot. Like, oh my god, your hair, like all of it.
As we're like jamming to the best tunes.
Yes. It was so fun. But then we go out and we went bowling. And I got second place the first time around.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was fun. And I beat my boyfriend, which was fun.
That's always the best. We have a pro bowler on our team. I swear she's in the league.
Yeah. Yeah. And her boyfriend too. He was really good too.
Yeah. She broke 200.
Yeah.
I was like, holy God.
We're like, wait, what are you doing?
100. I hardly got 50. I suck at bowling though.
But so that was super fun, and we got food, yummy pizza, and apps.
It was all really good food.
That cheese that was with the pretzels, so good.
And the pizza, it kind of looks like it would be a shitty pizza.
Yeah.
But when you ate it, it was like a cheese stick.
Yeah. It was so good.
Like cheesy bread.
Yeah.
Pizza with pepperoni. It was so good.
It was all really good. The only disappointment was the nachos.
Yep.
Nachos were like, but
the nachos were the chips were like hint of lime or like
they could have been good nachos, because if they would have used the cheese that they used for the pretzels on there and then just like put more of everything, it would have been really good.
Very good.
So like maybe we just need to make friends with the chef.
Yep. Clearly.
And then after bowling we went out dancing, and it's so funny because like you wouldn't expect Jim to be like into dancing, would you?
No.
You wouldn't expect my boyfriend to be like into dancing.
No, not at all.
But like he is, and it's so funny. We were literally like leaving the dancing place, and he's like, "No, not yet." He's like, "I love this song,"
and he's just like going at it by himself. And then we're like, okay.
So then we went and joined him. We're like, okay, guess we're not leaving yet.
He wants to dance.
So that was super fun. We danced it up. We had our suckers.
And then we just like relaxed and chilled, like at a bar, and that was just fun too.
It was so fun. We got home. Then there was some puking.
Yeah, it's always good.
Yeah,
and then I had great conversations. Like we talked for a long time and got deep, and I just love getting deep with people.
Yeah, I was busy.
Yeah, you were busy. We heard.
Shocked.
But yes.
Yeah.
So it was just a great weekend for you.
Yeah, it was super good. And so just like the sweetest friends, like I had several people who like drove, some people who had like a wedding the next day who still came, and like was just really sweet.
Making you a priority.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really fun, and everybody dressed up like literally. We all looked hot.
Yeah, we looked so.
Because it was like leather, pearls, and sparkles.
Mm-hmm.
And the girls listened. They really did.
They completed the assignment.
Yes.
I liked when your one friend, she's like Rita's sitting on the patio, and the friend's like,
oh, she's a goddess.
She's a goddess. She goes, I'm not kidding.
We should praise the ground she walks on. And I was like, oh my God.
She is a god.
It started because my boyfriend was like staring at my boobs, and I was like, stop it. And she's like, how could he? You're a goddess. Like,
yeah. Like, you're amazing though. You have so many great friends.
It makes me really, really happy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just love my life right now. I really, truly do. Yeah.
Aging gracefully.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna save that. But what are we looking forward to?
I am looking forward to just like getting the week routine down again. I had it in the beginning of January before I went low, and I just enjoyed it, and I like felt so good, and I was thriving with it.
Yeah.
And I know I thrive off routine and consistency and things like that. So I'm just excited to like jump back into that where like obviously I have my jobs that I'm doing. And
are you still doing your like nighttime routine?
Yeah, I was. Besides,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's my goal, is to like bring all that back and that type of thing. So and then I've just been loving my job lately. I'm a preschool teacher, and it's so fun to plan like the activities and the crafts and projects. And now like that my headspace is a little freed up, like it's just been so fun to plan and get excited about it now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like I actually have the time and energy and space for it.
Yeah.
So I'm just really enjoying it. And it's Valentine's Day, so there's a lot of everything about love and friendship. So I'm just happy about that.
Good. Are you seeing your man soon?
I mean, I really hope so.
Oh, you're just manifesting.
I'm manifesting. Good. Very much so.
I love that.
I miss him, and I'm looking forward to seeing him.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
I am looking forward to, we just kind of got it planned, a weekend down where my sister lives. And it's over my mom's birthday, and we have like a really fun idea for her birthday, and just get to see the fam, all that stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that coming up here in a few weeks, I don't remember. Then I have all my new books, and my like shelf where I have my like to read is bursting, and it just makes me happy. Like I have so much to look forward to. Like look at all the books I got to read, so that's exciting. And then just like ending on the happiest note, like I'm excited to just keep podcasting. Like I enjoy this so much, and I feel like there's still a lot of bumps, but like we're getting better. Yeah, and like you can feel it. We can feel it. I hope you can feel it.
Yeah. Well, and it's just so fun. Like, it's self-help. It's basically is what it is. Like we're sharing our story in hopes that it resonates with someone, and it's just fun to be able to talk about ourselves. Truly, we enjoy it.
Yeah. So, but starting our next one. Hi. We have anxiety.
It's like we're in AA.
That was really bad.
It's like we're in AA. What do they say there? Hi.
I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah, but we say, hi, I have anxiety. Hi, I'm Tyler. I have anxiety.
Oh, yeah.
And then you go, hi, Tyler.
Hi, Tyler. Okay, yeah.
Whatever. We have anxiety is what it comes down to.
Yes, but I have to start this like thing off with the sweetest thing. So I've talked about in a lot of episodes, I've really been struggling with my anxiety. And the other day I was talking about it with my boyfriend, and he's like, so what do you like need to like do? Like, what do we do? Like, do you need to go to the doctor or something? And I was like, no, I'm too anxious to go to the doctor. And he goes, do you want me to come with you? And it was so sweet. I like wanted to start crying. Like it was so sweet. Like he has no idea what he's doing or what's going on, but like he's trying so hard. Yeah. So it was just like super sweet. But before we really get into it,
we have to define it, of course.
Of course. So
what is anxiety?
Yeah, so I was up on the Google machine again. Um, it is a mental health disorder characterized by feelings of worry, anxiety. You can't have anxiety in the definition.
I know, that seems a little odd.
Google, let me know. The feelings of worry or fear that are strong enough to interfere with one's daily activities.
Mm-hmm.
For example, anxiety disorders include panic attacks, obsessive compulsive disorder, and post traumatic stress disorder as well.
Mm-hmm. So those last things listed are kind of like subcategories of anxiety.
Yes, yes.
And like anxiety is such a broad term.
Yep, yep.
And those are just a few examples. There's some more.
Yeah. So when did you learn that you have anxiety?
I learned I had anxiety probably like senior year. Actually, no. I originally went to the doctor for depression.
Mm.
And I never like understood what anxiety was at that point. And I'm sure they might have said like, oh yeah, she has anxiety, but like I never took that into consideration or thought about it.
Well, and I also feel like people didn't talk about anxiety like they do nowadays.
No,
like now everybody like
is talking about
it all the time,
which is great. But
oh, for sure.
Yeah, so in high school is when I was like for sure diagnosed with depression, probably anxiety too. But when I truly realized I had it was I don't know, like I honestly want to say like the past 2 years like has been the best like time when I've like been cognitive of it. Like truly like yes, I know I can tell that I have anxiety.
Yeah. That's fair.
I would say the past 2 years is when like I've been very aware of it.
Yeah.
But I've had it for my whole life. I know that. So.
Oh, I know I've had it my whole life too. And I know it definitely like runs in my family.
Mm-hmm.
But I was always very adamant that I didn't have anxiety for like a very, very long time. People were like, okay, sure. Mm-hmm. And I finally like once I fully understood it, I was finally able to be like, oh yeah, I do have that. Like and I have it like pretty bad. So it's so funny that I was like, no, I don't have that. But I think I finally got it when I started therapy like 21, 22-ish. Mm-hmm. And I guess it was a slow process. Like I probably didn't admit it for a while into it.
When like I always would say like I have anxiety and depression and like obviously we know they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
But like my depression was so much worse than my anxiety where that wasn't the issue at that point for like so much of my life.
And I feel like anxiety, when you look at it, it's like, well, you're not going to die from anxiety. Mm-hmm. Whereas like depression, like for us, like led to suicidal thoughts. Mm-hmm. So like that was the thing that was taken more seriously.
Yeah.
And
you have to put more time and effort and thoughts into that. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas like anxiety is very, very serious. Mm-hmm. And I know something I've been thinking about a lot is the toll that it like puts on my body.
Yeah. The physical toll.
Because it's very like it comes out in very physical ways. Mm-hmm. So going like saying it comes out in physical ways, like how does it present for you? Like what does anxiety look for Tyler? Look like for Tyler?
So as a child, like looking back now and like understanding like I had anxiety growing up, it was kind of like what you hear about, I feel like, at least what I've heard about, like the constant stomach aches of just all the time. And that was anxiety portraying and like always leaving school. Like I was the kid who was in the nurse every day or like several times a week.
Yeah.
I'd stay home sick a lot because again, it was all my like stomach ache pains. Mm-hmm. And like coming like now I know that some of it is a food issue, but like a lot of it was anxiety at that point in my life.
And haven't we talked about before how like some of the food issues might be because of anxiety stuff and like the toll that it took on you?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because it's definitely like your immune system has taken a toll from it.
Yep, exactly. And my in my life I had someone who had more like extreme anxiety. So I was around that kind of often, and I saw how, like, talking about like the toll on your body, she had panic attacks all the time, and like witnessing that, and her body would tense up so much that that physical pain would be there for so long after.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to think about.
Yeah.
But going back to how it presents in my life right now, it's a lot of like anxious thoughts. My mind is constantly going, and again, it kind of goes hand in hand with ADHD, as we know that as well, but constantly going, hard to shut off, always worrying about things that no person should be probably thinking about.
Yeah.
Overthinking.
Yeah.
And then like after you overthink and you like actually are like aware of it, like, yeah, that's so dumb. Why are you thinking about that?
But
So dumb.
It's not dumb though. Like,
I know it's not dumb.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
It's just normal for anxiety.
Yep.
But
yep.
It's yeah.
Yeah. And I guess thinking like what you're saying about like childhood, like I've always had it, and how it presented as a child was people pleasing. And when I first, or I guess the third time I did therapy, like that's what I worked on, was the people pleasing aspects of it.
So what kind of a people pleaser were you? Because like I was the type who was just kind of, I don't even know if I was people pleaser. I was like the peacemaker. Always.
Yeah.
Like I was friends with every type of group in like a good way. But like I was just always trying to like bring people together, and like I think I was kind of like the peacemaker.
Okay.
In a sense, and I felt like that was kind of people pleasing.
Yeah.
Because I wanted people to be happy.
Yeah. I think mine came more from a place of like my anxiety about my like faults or like whatever, and I absolutely did not want anyone to know there's anything wrong with me ever.
Okay.
And I so badly wanted to be accepted and like loved, and the irony of it was I wasn't being myself at all. Like I was going to be whoever you wanted me to be. And so like you could never have like truly deep meaningful relationships when you're not being yourself. Like
and you couldn't be yourself because you were trying to people please.
And my anxiety just like was so much, and I would, like I said, I'd just like be whoever they were. And I remember in high school when I went to therapy, like one of the things she asked me was like, who are you? And I stared at her, and I had literally no idea who I was. Like, oh, she's like, let's think through it. Like, what are things you like? What are things that you want to do? Like, what kind of person do you want to be? Like, all the things. And I had absolutely nothing. All I could think of was like, what do other people want me to be? What do other people want me to like? And it's not to say like I never had like moments where I could be myself or like do things that I really enjoyed. But even like things that I enjoyed, did I enjoy them because it is something I was always going to enjoy? Or did I enjoy it because
other people wanted you to?
Other people wanted to, and then I just happened to actually like it. And it was just like a real, later on in my life, it was a real fact-finding mission to figure out who I was. And I love who I am.
I love that.
And I'm so glad I get to just be me. But so like the people pleasing, and then just like crying, which I've talked about before. Like I just cried. Like everything would build up so much that my body needed a physical release, and like it still came out as crying. And like I really, like, I cried so much. Like things would just build and build until my body physically could not take it anymore, and I had to let it out.
And that's how I would say mine is too. Like I knew someone who had very high social anxiety, and that always blew my mind. And like I don't give a fuck of what people think about me. Like ever from a young age,
I used to care so much.
Like I always, from the time I could think of, like that was not an issue for me. But it was always like it was so internal with myself. And obviously I had a lot of other triggers and stressors going on too that probably like played into it. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it would be like I get, even today I get, my heart will just start racing, and
Yeah.
I can just feel like it's a physical
Yes.
um, response. Like I will feel so anxious and I
Yeah.
won't know why, but my heart will beat.
Yeah.
And that's when I know, like for me right now, it's been like I just like lay and I put my weighted blanket on me and it like
Yeah.
calms my body down, or I do my breathings
Yeah.
because I don't want it to get to a panic attack. I
Yeah.
haven't experienced that.
Yeah.
I know you have.
Yeah. I really feel like it started more in high school. I'd have panic attacks or anxiety attacks, and like
Should
has
we
just always
explain
continued.
kind of like what a anxiety attack or panic attack looks
Yes.
like?
So a panic attack is probably like what you see in like movies and shows and stuff. There's like an obvious trigger and it happens and then it's kind of over. Like it's a pretty short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's an obvious trigger and then like you have that like you probably hyperventilate and like you have that kind of fight or freeze reaction or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but it's over pretty quickly. Whereas an anxiety attack, there's not necessarily a trigger at all, and it lasts for much longer amount of time. So like in high school, I was having more of anxiety attacks. Like it was just like a general feeling of dread, and it's so funny because your body just knows what you need. But
Mm-hmm.
like I would just go on like long walks or long drives, or go like swing at the park with my friends because like that's I needed that to regulate my system.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no idea. Like I didn't even know I was having an anxiety attack, but that's what it was. And then it kind of moved more into like panic attacks, just like these short bursts of
And they're so, it's like so big of emotions and
yes, and like
physical
yes,
aspects.
and I'm sure my heart is beating, but my like real like big problem is like hyperventilating. Like I literally just don't feel like I can breathe. Like I'm gasping for air,
Mm-hmm.
and it's nothing like I don't have asthma or anything. Like that's not it. It's just like my brain telling me like you are in so much distress. Like we
Yeah.
can't do this.
What's crazy is like just hearing that. I've had several of those, but
Anxiety attacks.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
and probably panic attacks too. But growing up with someone who had them at a higher extreme
Yeah.
and a level that was just so intense, like
Yeah.
it was hard for me to like compare, or like
Mm-hmm.
I'd always compare. I'm like, no, I never had one like that.
Yeah.
But like comparing to that, oh yeah, I've done that.
Oh yeah.
Or I've
Yeah.
had that. So
Um, and my thing with the comparison was like that's what was happening for me, but the people in my life who I knew had anxiety was very different. Like they would be like, "Oh my gosh, did I lock the door? Did I turn off the stove?" Like those kind of things.
mm-hmm.
And like I've never had that. Like that's not the kind of stuff that bothers me.
Yep.
Or I feel anxious about at all. So I was like, well, I don't have that. Or like
Mm-hmm.
they would have social anxiety. And I never really had social anxiety. So I was like, nope, that's not me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was me.
Yeah, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And how it presents for me now is, I mean, lately I've been having a lot of anxiety attacks. I've had a few panic attacks also. Um, but like generally, I think it presents as nothing on the outside, and it's very like internal, like you said, like those racing thoughts
mm-hmm.
that like never stop, train always moving type thing, and then I try and mask it with like doing things. Like I can't just like sit or and be with myself, and that's something that is really good for me and that I enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm anxious, like
and that's funny because that's like the opposite for me.
Yeah.
Like when I'm anxious, that's the time I just sit and with myself. Like that's how I'm able to calm down and get over it, I guess. Where like the depression's opposite.
Yeah.
But kind of like where I'm at with anxiety right now, like I feel like it's because I'm so in tune with my body, like more in tune than I ever have been, where I feel the physical symptoms of it so much.
Mm.
And again, it's just different than what I've ever experienced. Like I'm sure I had it when I was younger too, but like knowing like, oh my gosh, I can feel my heart pounding. I can feel the pressure of my shoulders going in, or like
I can feel like the tension. Like
mm-hmm.
I have so much in my chest and my shoulders and also my hips.
Yeah. Like I was just talking to a coworker, and I was looking it up. Like I want to go get the massage. I just looked up what it's called, but it's like massage therapy basically to get release the stress from your body. I'm like, oh, I want that so bad.
Yes.
So much built up. I can just feel it.
So how does it affect your life?
It definitely, like I said, when I am experiencing high anxiety moments or things like that, I can't do things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's everything gets put off then.
Yeah.
And things that shouldn't be put off get put off.
Yep.
And I procrastinate more, obviously, because of putting things off.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't go away right away. Like it's not like I know some people who have panic attacks or anxiety attacks a lot, like they're prescribed Xanax.
Oh, to take as needed
to like help that.
Yeah.
And I'm not anywhere near that right now, but so it's like it takes me 2 hours, 3 hours to like overcome it. So like that's a lot of time that you're missing doing things. And for me, the best way is to like kind of do nothing and like relax and calm everything down. So, but it affects my daily life. It affects work. It affects friendships. It affects family, because I get overwhelmed really easy.
Yep.
In these situations with.
And I feel like anxiety is something that goes along with your ADHD, and like a lot of this is also ADHD stuff. Yeah. So it is like it's muddled. It's hard to tell what is what, but
kind of going like, I get overwhelmed a lot. Again, I don't know if that's like, I just feel like it's a mix of both at this point.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
But when I'm home is a lot of times where I feel overwhelmed or with a lot of loud sounds, like at school, overstimulated, things like that. And sometimes you can't take a break. Like you can't leave the situation.
Yeah, you've seen me overstimulated and starting to just panic.
And I was getting overstimulated at my home with my dad, and it was because the TV was on and the news was on, and I just don't like listening to the news. I just don't like hearing the bad things going on in the world.
Yep.
And I have not heard the news in a long time, so like hearing it, just my anxiety rose.
Yep.
And again, it's like the physical aspect. I was feeling like overwhelmed. I'm trying to do something and I can't because all this pressure is on me. And our TV is in our kitchen. It's like this old box TV. It's ancient. It's ancient.
It definitely is.
I don't know why that TV has not been upgraded yet, but it doesn't have the power.
It still
button.
Works.
I know. It doesn't have the power button. So you have to like stick a pencil in there to shut it off.
Nice.
And
classic.
Like that's just what my dad, like he's the only one who watches it in the kitchen. And he left, and I'm like, okay, now I'm going to shut this off because I can't focus, can't do anything. I'm so anxious. And I grab the pencil, I shove it in there, pencil breaks inside. Frick. So
then your anxiety is just like through the roof.
And I can't get the pencil out. And then so I grabbed another pen. I'm like, and I'm like freaking out because like blaring loud.
Oh, I can. I like feel this in my body right now.
It was awful. And I'm like, run out to I'm like, I can't get the TV off. And again, it's just loud and I'm just freaking out.
Yeah.
And my dad's like, comes in, shuts it off. It was fine. He's like, I think you need to figure out how to handle these situations when you can't. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But like right now.
Like right now's not the time to figure it out.
He's like, when you can't shut things off or you can't. And I'm like, that's a good point. But like right now.
Yes.
We're shutting it off.
Yes.
So yeah, I haven't figured out like how to overcome it like in times when I can't escape the situation or turn off the situation. Like at school, like I get
Yeah.
almost $1 million all the time. I know
Yeah.
it's the career we live in, but
Yeah. And I think like breaths are just like really what helps me.
mm-hmm.
And I'll go into like my anxiety pyramid is what I call it. But like how it affects my life first is my body is just like working overtime, so I get so tired. I get so tired. And then also my like insomnia kicks in. Is your insomnia kind of connected to anxiety too?
I don't know what my insomnia is connected
Okay.
to. I feel
Okay.
like it's connected to everything.
Okay, well, sure. Of course. But mine is definitely connected to my anxiety. So I'm like extra tired, but I also have more trouble sleeping. So like that's a bummer. Um and then what else? I mean, I get like it affects everything. It affects all those relationships, like you said, and work and like the output I can have.
Yeah, like even you were saying like we were collaborating with coworkers and you were like, I can't do that right now, like my anxiety is too high. So like it affects those type of things too.
Yes.
Like
yes.
important things that we should be able to, but when you're having those feelings, you can't.
No, absolutely.
And it's hard to
yeah. And it's hard too because like you can say like, oh, I'm really anxious right now, and some people feel like that's an overused word or whatever. But like if that's what you're feeling, that's what you're feeling, and not everybody respects that, and that's really hard.
And that's where I feel like it goes back to everything that we talked about, like kind of with the tea, like approaching things with curiosity. Like you could ask them like, oh, how does it make you feel? How, like you could go into depth with that, or you could just accept like that's how it makes them feel, and so be it. Like move on.
Yeah,
like it's not affecting you.
Exactly. So. Exactly. But so how I manage it, like we both manage it with medication.
Yep.
We both manage it with therapy.
Mm-hmm.
We both manage it with writing and art type stuff. Like sometimes I'll color. You're a little bit more artsy than me, but with that, friends are very helpful. I know your dog's really helpful for you.
Yeah.
But my biggest piece is my like
mantra.
That's part of it. It's my pyramid. So you have to start at the top and like move down. And like I see it as a pyramid in my head. Like the first thing I have to do is get my breathing under control. And so I start with that, and that could take 2 minutes, that could take an hour, like whatever it is, like breathing has to be under control. It's first and foremost, nothing else can happen until that's under control.
And I just want to say, like, that goes with everything in life.
Yeah.
Like, anything you do, if you're, like, whether you have anxiety or not, or you think you do or not, like, you have to have your breathing under control before these big life decisions, anything happens.
And it's like, sometimes it can be silly. Like when I've been in like a really, really bad place, like I literally do like the breaths that we teach children, which seems really silly, but like you got to dumb it down when you're like in that state because your mind is not able to think like whatever. So sometimes I have to do like physical things to help me like with the breathing, whether it's like putting my hand on my stomach or like doing a balloon breath, which we've shared with you guys. Whatever, like I get the breathing under control first and foremost. And then I ground myself to the moment. There's a ton of grounding techniques. You have to find one that you like. But mine is the 5 senses. And like, this is again something that I slow way down and like take my time with. Like the first thing is just like 5 things you see. And I don't just go like, oh, I see Tyler, I see the microphone, I see the computer, I see a phone, I see the blanket. I'm like, okay, I see Tyler. She's sitting there playing with a fidget. She has her headphones on one ear. Like she's like da 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 da.
You go in detail.
Like I go in detail about all the 5 things that I see, and then I just go through all the 5 senses, all of them in detail. And then my last thing that I do is my mantra. And
we'll make a video to help.
Yeah. You learn how to make yours. But yeah. So that's kind of my period of stuff that I go through.
I love it. I think I want to figure out what mine's going to be. Because I think it's cool to like hear other people's too. Like yours
Yeah.
isn't going to be exactly that. Like
Yes.
you can take parts and you have to find what works for you.
And the thing is, you have to do it so many times that it is like a muscle memory.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I do not have to think about any of these steps, they just happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, your brain, like, what is it? You flip a lid. What's this thing called?
Yeah, flip the cap.
Yeah, but like, what do you remember? What kind of part of the brain that is?
No.
Oh, whatever part of your brain is the frontal lobe.
Yeah.
Like, literally turns off. Like, it is not thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there is no abstract thought. There's nothing. So it has to become muscle memory. And
it's
how
because you're in emotion mind.
Yeah.
Like you're not in the like, what's the other mind?
I don't know.
Whatever. You're in emotion mind, so you can't like think logically. Logic brain.
Yes. So I just started doing it all the time. Like, the most minor inconvenience in life, I was going through this just to practice it so that I was ready for when the big things happened.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, now it's just automatic. It's how I have to live my life.
Yeah. And
I did it when I was having a really bad anxiety attack. I did it with someone else for the first time and like let someone else like co-regulate with me, and it was so magical.
So magical. After she like told me about how it went down, I'm like, that person was also like co-regulating themselves without you understanding that in the moment.
And it's so cool because obviously like I co-regulate with kids all the time,
mm-hmm.
like for them, and I've like a therapist has helped me like walk through and like co-regulate me too, but like generally it's something that I've always had to do like by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also nice to know like you don't always have to do it by yourself.
And that's what I'm working on, is like I always have done it with someone else. So I'm learning how to do it by myself. And that's so different. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's new, it's scary, and that's where I think like for me the depression goes along with it, because I'm like, this is hard. I just want my people. But you do have to also know how to do it for yourself as well.
Yeah. Is there anything else you do to like manage it?
Not necessarily. I'm looking forward to like figuring out like my pyramid, because I think I need to start it with depression as well. So that will be my next goal.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
We've kind of talked about it, but like, what do you feel like people's perceptions are in the world of anxiety?
I feel like people have like the stigma attached that it's like ADHD, where it's just like overprescribed and everyone had like I do think everyone has anxiety. Like
I think like at its root, like it is an emotion.
Yeah.
And like you have the capacity to feel any and all of the emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And like obviously we're more likely to feel it.
Mm-hmm.
But like everyone has the capacity to feel it.
Yeah. And it's just like what you do with it, obviously. But I don't know, I do feel like there's a little bit of a like negative stigma around
I think so too.
Depression and anxiety, and like I do think our generation is getting better at like opening up about it and that type of thing. But that's kind of what I think the misconception is.
Yeah. And I feel like in like media and stuff, it's portrayed very differently than it is in actuality.
Mm-hmm.
For example, someone will have a panic attack. Someone helps them get out of it. Like I'm thinking of the scene in Teen Wolf. Did you ever watch Teen Wolf?
Mm-hmm.
There's a scene in Teen Wolf where Dylan O'Brien, I don't remember what his character's name is, but he has a panic attack, and this girl like kisses him to get him out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then like it's done, it's over, and everything's like fine, and the girl kissed him and whatever.
That's not reality.
But like that's like or I just think of like silly things like that. Like obviously it makes good TV, and sometimes you just want to have good TV, but I also think like it could be something portrayed in a better
healthier way. Yeah.
And people could see it and understand it more, because it is common, and I feel like it's becoming more common because one, it's more easily caught and like prescribed and like that kind of stuff, but also like the world we live in kind of is built to make us anxious, like with technology and all that jazz. So
yeah,
I just want people to be like open to understanding it.
Yeah.
Like if you saw me have like an anxiety attack or a panic attack and you could honestly say like, no, you don't have it, like good for you. Like that's ridiculous to me, but whatever. But I don't know, I think that kind of wraps up anxiety.
I was gonna say, that wraps it up. Like, let us know if you have like questions, but
or if you want to share anything with us, or if you have any good ideas.
Yeah.
For like what helps you with your anxiety.
Or like something that I could try, because I kind of need to like figure out my tactics.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially because like it takes me a long time to settle down from it. So so let us know.
So are you ready for some
deep shit?
I have 2 cards.
Okay, are we doing both?
Yes, we're doing both. The first one I think is going to be shorter, and I think it's just going to bring the mood up a little bit.
Okay.
Get your spunk back, you know?
I love my spunk.
Your spunk. Okay, so both players share something you're most grateful for in this current moment. What are you feeling grateful, thankful, and blessed for?
Oh, yes. Only one thing?
Just the thing that you're most grateful for.
Most.
I'll do mine.
Yeah, I could do yours.
Mine is friends.
I know.
But mine like is because of my birthday, and like that like yearly, like my friends show me their love and all that throughout the entire year, but you just really get to see it in times like this, and I just appreciate the hell out of it. It's so amazing. Yeah, I love that I have my people.
I was gonna say, I'm just so thankful for our friendship, like truthfully. Like I know it's sappy, but like and then like something on like the fun side, like obviously friends you real thankful for. But my weighted blanket, I love it. Like I don't think I could live without it right now.
Yeah, that's another way our anxiety is different. Like you like having that pressure and like that closeness and all that stuff, and I need space.
Yeah.
So that's funny.
And I think the reason why is because the blanket for me kind of represents like a human. It doesn't represent a human, but it resembles like the hug from someone or like that closeness from someone.
Yeah.
And since I'm not getting that, that's where this blanket is like kind of taking that.
See, and I don't like it because I used to have to hide my emotions, anxiety being one of them, in my closet, like in that little tiny space. And like I like physically, I don't ever want to be like in a closet hiding my emotions ever again. But also like mentally, like I need to like let them out, let them be free, let them live in the world outside of myself. So like I need that space.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that's so funny.
Yeah, and I feel like it's kind of cool to like see the different aspects of how anxiety affects different people, like even between us.
Yeah.
And how it's
for people who like have a lot of similarities. There's a lot of differences, like in that aspect.
For sure.
And then this one, I'm just like genuinely curious about the answer.
Oh gosh.
What am I most qualified to give advice about?
I mean, definitely like anxiety, mental health, like we mentioned, our social emotional IQ is damn high. So anything along those lines, I trust your feedback and your advice and everything that has to do with it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I think for you, I think you are really like, what was it, qualified? You're definitely qualified to give advice about like early childhood stuff. Like you really soaked it in. Like I give you this compliment all the time. Like you know the like theorists so freaking well, and like you're also like you know the developmental stages so well, like backwards and forwards, and like can place different activities like in those stages. And I'm always very impressed with that.
Thank you.
You're very qualified in that. And I had another one. I mean, definitely like the emotional stuff. I think you're very good at. But I had another one. Oh yeah, like some tech stuff. Like you're so creative with some of the stuff, like Canva and like that kind of stuff. Like I would take your advice on all of that too.
I was gonna say, I think I'm a qualified DJ.
Oh,
I don't know if you heard me.
Oh, I heard you
at the place.
Yeah,
at the club. I could tell. I knew what song was coming next.
You did
with the mix.
Yep.
I think it's my dream calling.
Oh dear. So very qualified to be a DJ.
Yes.
Got it.
That's my next career.
So DJ Tyler, what are you reading, watching, or listening?
So I read, well, we're in book club. And
just us.
Yeah, just us. So let's just have our book club right here.
Okay.
Should I pull up our notes?
Sure.
Or do we have to make a different one for book club?
We should probably do a different thing for book club. Sorry, no book club.
That's okay. Sorry. But we read By the Fucking Lilies.
And we loved it.
I loved every aspect of it.
I love the author.
Yeah, she was very well written. She's funny. It was great. Like, so relatable. Yet, like, things that I didn't even think about in people's lives.
Yep.
And yeah, it was very good.
And her commitment to like taking some shitty things that life handed to her and she grew up with and like making a life that she genuinely really loves is so encouraging.
And like that's all I could ask for is like create the life that I love and want to live. And it kind of like obviously she gave tips and different things of like how to do that, and they're great ones. Like,
and there's definitely some tips like I'm taking away for sure.
It was great.
Yep.
So yeah, finished that one. I also listened to, it's called Burnout Generation. I think she's also writing another book, but it was.
I saw that in Barnes and Noble.
It was so good.
It looked good. I didn't actually get that one.
It talked about like I don't feel burnt out, but it was really nice to like see the perspective. And obviously I'm a teacher and that the culture is very high, but it talked about like pastors and nurses and
all the care professions.
Yeah, all the caring professions and psychologists, and like how much effort you have to put into it. And like,
and that stuff goes with you home every single day.
It goes with you, and like our job goes with us everywhere we go, clearly.
Yeah.
And it also talked about like the financial aspect of it, like with student loans and all that. And it was just like, it kind of was what I wanted to hear. And like everyone is in this boat with me, whether I want to like think about it or not. Like it's something that everyone's experiencing. Most people are experiencing this financial student loan debt, and I can't put this like regret on it because that's going to do nothing for me.
Yep.
And I just need to like, I went to school, this is what I did, and this is now how I'm going to move forward.
Yeah.
And not let it like turn into burnout for me. So
that's good.
It was a really good book. And then I also read A Child Called It. That was when I was very depressed, and I was like,
how on earth did you get through that book in your depression?
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to read a bad book. And I've read it before.
Oh,
I know what it's
awful.
about.
I hate it.
Like, not that I like reading that type of stuff. Like, that sounds bad. But, like, it does intrigue me. Like, I like the psychology of, like, thinking about, like, how someone's brain could do that. But, yeah, I read that one when I was very depressed. And I was like, obviously, it's a shitty book. It's a good book, but it's a shitty book.
Yeah, like, it's shitty that happens. And happened.
Yeah. And now I'm reading, so my financial guy said I can't buy like books anytime I want a book. So he let me buy Audible, so I just pay $15 a month and I get one like good book, and then I get like a bunch of free things. So I just found this book. It's called Timid, just like a love story type thing. reading that one. And our next book is called The Way I Used to Be, so I'm
And
going to
who is
start
that
that one.
by?
I don't remember.
Is it the one I voted for?
No,
Dang it.
no. I want to read that one too, though.
Disappointment.
Disappointment.
Anyway. Podcast?
And so,
are you listening to Neuro Spicy Babes?
Yeah, I haven't listened to Aging Gracefully yet, though. So,
gotta do it.
I know I need to listen to that one. But I listened to Alex Earl's boob job one. I've always wanted a boob job, and like hearing hers made me just want one even more. So I'm not getting one because I don't have money, and I know cancer and all that. But I love living for other people, so that's what I was doing. What are you reading?
So we talked about Buying the Fucking Lilies, done, and I started reading Midnight Library.
Ooh,
I really am not very far into it, but I'm excited about it. I really am. And then the boyfriend and I are watching Shadow and Bone on Netflix. It's like they got powers and stuff. I love stuff with superpowers.
Really?
It's so fun, yeah.
Interesting.
I do.
Doesn't seem like a you.
Oh, it so is, though. It really is.
Okay.
Yeah. You know how fast I was to answer, like, what my superpower would be? It's because I think about it all the time.
Oh, it kind of like
it might be one of my Roman empires. Yeah, superpowers.
I still haven't figured out any of my Roman empires.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting a list now.
You have a list.
And then I've just been listening to Taylor Swift. Honestly, I just needed a break from everything, and I love her. She's my go-to girl, and it's like she has such a wide discography. So like I can listen to sad songs, I can listen to happy songs, I can listen to medium songs. I don't know,
hype songs. Yeah,
hype songs. Like all of the above. Like whatever I want, she has it, and I can listen to it. So that's it.
Yeah.
But to end the episode, what is something new you are going to be doing for yourself?
So this week I plan to, like,
your room is tidy.
Yeah, it is kind of tidy. I plan to like tidy it up a little bit more and just focus on like keeping it tidy all week again, because that was really helpful the week I did it. I didn't like make my bed, but I had it like somewhat in order, and and like how I do this is by putting things away like right away versus
later.
Yeah, and so just like taking that extra time and doing it so that it.
Because if you do it later, then all of a sudden you have 20 things to do instead of one thing to do.
Yeah. So just being more intentional and like understanding like it helps me feel better, and that's why I'm gonna do it, and then I can do that. So that's my goal. What about you?
Hair care is just gonna be on my list for a while. I've got some new stuff to do that. And then my other one was actually a TikTok that I saw, and it was a lady. She like stitched someone else. Like the girl was a bed girl like us, and she's like in bed, and she had like a bunch of stuff on her nightside table, and she's like, God, I should really get up and like put it away and take care of it. And then someone stitched it, and they're like, no shoulding yourself. And I was like, what'd you just say? But shoulding. And she was like, I do this thing where I am not allowed to should myself. And she's like, it kind of sounds like shitting on yourself. And so she's like, it's funny and it makes me remember it. But like, there are things that you like need to do. But like, if you're sitting there and like, oh, I should, like, stop shoulding yourself.
And just do it.
And either just do it, or like, maybe you need to lay in bed and rest right now. Like, you could should all day, but like, also you gotta take care of yourself. So and I really liked that, and I'm gonna take that and use it.
And like, either you do it or you just don't bring it up.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
Really cool.
So no more shoulding myself.
It is funny.
And it's gonna help you remember it, because it's definitely. Like,
because you're gonna laugh about it, and then you'll laugh about it, and you're probably like, okay, I should probably just do it.
Yeah. Or you're gonna be like, oh, it's so silly. Like, I just can relax. It's okay. Like, it doesn't need to be done right this second.
Yeah. Like, it's not a priority.
But I should take a nap.
I am thinking that too. But we have a paper.
Can't. We literally can't.
Right.
Ah!
Okay, we should probably do that.
Yeah. So, like, follow, subscribe,
and share your anxiety stories, because. Or don't. Like, share your anxiety helpful tips or anything.
Yeah. And the stigma.
And the stigma.
But that's all, folks.
We
Thanks
love
for
you.
coming along on the ride. We love you so much.
Oh, I hate when I put my feet in the video. Sorry, folks.
We can't show off the dogs for free.
Not for free.
On that lovely note, we will talk to you guys next week.
Peace out.
Peace out, Boy Scout. Girl Scout.
Girl Scout.
This is for the girls.